that was very low. Kind of scary. Sometimes. With whatever's going on with the world. Anyhow, today is June the 3rd. It's been a few days. What happened? I think one day I had to go do a lot of errands. I had to do fill up my booth and just normal regular errands, like paying bills or picking up medicine and all that kind of stuff. And another day, let's see, I honestly don't remember. So 2 days I have not been out here at the garden. So today I'm out here. It's Wednesday. We had a nice little fellowship with Bible study. I encourage you guys to do that. If you have a few, group of people that you could have a little Bible study. Just start at the beginning even, and just start reading, and then have some sources you can look back on, and it's good. It's empowering. I love it. Anyhow, so we're going to come out here and we're going to see what we can do, because I do have they're saying rain in the forecast this weekend, and it feels like they're saying it's going to rain for like a week. So, goodness. Where I left off is I brought out my plants from the greenhouse and left them here, and the only thing I did come and do is put some rainwater down in these, because they're up here on my metal table. And then these are marigolds. These here are peppers, pepperoncini peppers, and these are tomatoes that I saved. And then I have a bunch more seeds left. That's what happened. Sunday, I just left my phone in the house and was out in the garden all day long, and it was wonderful. It was peaceful. I didn't have to worry about a thing that day. So I got a lot of these seed packets planted that I was working on from our last video, and I'll show you what I have done. I even recorded it into my binder too, each thing that I had done. Oh yeah, I want to show you. Here's my basket that I had, and I just got like an S hook and put my one sunflower that I had left over from last year in this basket, and just left it in here all winter. And the sunflowers that didn't come up, I grabbed a bunch of sunflower seeds from here and sprinkled them. Both those packets didn't come up, so sprinkled them down and watered them in real good, and hopefully we might get some sunflowers. I'm not sure. Get my bucket of tools. And I'll grab the tripod just in case. I can set you up maybe in some shade or something. It ain't too bad out here today. It's kind of nice. It feels good to me because I ain't been in the sun for 2 days. Been running out of time during the day. Can't get out here. So today I said, nope, I'm coming out. Got to get it done. I want to get everything planted, like I said, before the rain. So I'm going to flip you around here. The wind's blowing my cardboard around. So I got to fix that first thing. But, let's see. remember this half row? I ended up putting in bush beans, the yellow wax bush beans. Never had them. I don't know if they'll come up or not, but I did put them there. These little green boogers are marigolds. Not marigolds. Morning glories. They are a long, viney flower. They are beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want them in the garden. So, these are the babies. They're coming up. And just think, each one is a very long vine. And they'll come up and they'll choke everything out. They're really pretty along a fence line, fence row. They open up in the morning and then they close during the evening. Morning glories. Different colors like pink and blues and purples. Great for the bees. Not so great for my garden though. So, every time I see these, I try to get them because they grow fast. They really do. There's more, but I'm not going to stand here and pluck them all at the moment. Here's a little bit of an update. I do have some potatoes dying off, so maybe we'll have some potatoes here soon. The cabbages are getting some heads on them now. Woohoo! Now that one's really tight. Beginning to get a really good tight head on that one. I'm just checking to make sure there's no worms in here again. And here's this one. Seems like the potatoes are not bothering them. Oh, there's a bee. I don't see any blooms over here. You might be confused. You looking for some blooms? Yeah, I don't know. Might be eating something. There's something on it likes, huh? Okay, well, oh, here's some blooms. Look, I got some potato blooms. That might be what it's looking for. Oh, you'll find it. That's cool. They're pretty and purple. I did get in here and heal up those potatoes on Sunday. I had to transplant, no, not these three, but these three are the cabbage, and then I had to transplant the cauliflower, the broccoli, and all that too, all down through here. All I did was, wow, there's a big old bump again. Whatever's in the ground is coming back. Oh, a big groundhog. That's big. I went back through there as well and weeded my onions with the grass. I do have some other greenery down there that I didn't mind. Those potatoes are turning yellow too. So yeah, be soon we'll have some potatoes, I think. Once all the foliage dies back, I believe it's 2 weeks that you wait before you start digging potatoes. Remember when we planted green beans in place of where the peas didn't come up? Looky there. We got pole beans growing up already. I had carrots a certain kind of carrot. I think it was red Chantilly carrot, all the way down in here, down to the second post, I believe, or third post. Well, ended up, those did not germinate, so I planted turnips, I think, down in here. So we'll see if we can get some turnips then. And I had 2 different packets, and I put a little marker here. So that was 1 packet, and then here's another packet of turnips. And we have a volunteer tomato. So we'll have something growing here, right? There's that China tree we don't want, I call it. Because it's so big, I don't want it. And it comes from China, so. What else? Peas are getting taller. Marigolds are getting bigger. Maybe I can train that one, maybe. There we go. Peas, or beans. Yep, see how they're growing? They're getting bigger, so I try to just try to get them to go up the chain link. All right. I did heal up these potatoes as well. I just dug from this part of the dirt and throwed it up here. Best I could. Look, I have a yellow orange bloom on the marigold. I think it was Queen Sophia is that kind. I remember writing it down. Alright, peas. Good job. Good job, good job, good job. Peas are looking good. Alright. This one's kind of sticking out. Let's see. Can you go this way? Hang on there. Yeah. This one's kind of leaning way over, isn't it? There we go. Alright, another volunteer tomato right there. We'll see. I just decided to leave them out. See if we get tomatoes extra. We can see. So, corn and green beans bed is completely full. Planted, I mean. I don't know if they'll come up or not, but look. I've got pole beans coming up already. I don't see any sign of corn. Wow. Just about all of this has all come up. So we might have to do something else as far as trellising. They're pole beans. Never had them yet. I've had the bush beans. I don't know if they'll do okay if they sprawl on the ground or not. But yeah, I have them all the way down through here. Coming up. All right. What about this row? Morning glories. Oh, there's a bean. Oh, there's a couple more beans. Yay. And I don't see any more corn, do you? I don't. I don't know how long it takes. All right. There's a bean. And I think the beans stop about halfway down this row somewhere. And it should be just corn until I get to the bush beans. All right, morning glories. They're everywhere, they're everywhere. Yeah, I don't see any corn yet. They may need more watering too, you never know. I've been trying to save the water for planting, and then once I'm done completely planting, I can go back and re-water. So this is all completely done. Remember how we left off with measuring this bed out too? Well, I've planted zucchini, I think, and another kind of squash here that was green. So we're gonna have green squash on this end. Oh, there's one. That's probably where this comes from. Once I get mulched down, I won't have that problem. Golly. Anyway. Remember we planted pumpkins in here? And in here. And in there. Down here, I have 2 different seed packets that was yellow squash. So I put one on this side and one on that corner too. I don't really want grass. And I just dug me out a spot, pulled up whatever leaves I didn't really want. Weeds, I mean. Look, there's a tiny yellow flower. Since I trimmed this tree, it's really come up, ain't it? We left off with watermelon here. Still don't see any sign yet. Peach tree is starting to yellow. So it's starting to go. I have not planted this bed yet. That's what I gotta do today. Just checking back with these beds. I have volunteer tomatoes coming up sporadically through these beds. So we might have tomatoes instead of peppers. See, I don't see a pepper here, and I don't see a, well, do I see a pepper still? This was the pepper, but it's drying up. A couple of these sections I replanted. Wow. Something has just, whatever that groundhog is or whatever, just come in and destroyed. All of this, look at that. He's getting something. And see, I have romaine lettuce growing. First time having lettuce, but he's really come in here and messed up some things. I think it was this bed that I replanted and that bed that I replanted. But I could not remember right now. Okay, so of course my phone got hot while I was talking to you, and it cut you off. But I went around the apple tree, pulled the morning glories that were coming up, and checked around everything. I'll show you the little apples and the little peaches that I have. And then I went ahead and, while my phone was cooling down, looked at my seeds and looked to see what I had to check, what was germinating next, supposed to be in. And on June the 1st and June the 3rd, I had, which today's the 3rd, touching carrots were supposed to come up. And in both of those places, I didn't see any. We're going to go check, actually. Make sure. But I'll check, see if there's any germination. If not, I already have my seed packets ready and wrote down in my binder to replace them. One set's going to get spinach and one set's going to get this kale. So hold on, let me see if I can show you my apples and my peaches real quick before the phone gets hot. Let me flip you around. I was excited to see these. A couple little apples right there. They're ugly and they're small. We'll see if I can even get them, but oh, there's one up there, and it's kind of fun. There's teeny tiny one right in the middle there. But I pick up whatever might have fell and I put it in my compost bin just to keep this nice and clean. And I do want to show you, you see this line right here? That is some radishes mixed with some volunteer tomatoes. Volunteer tomatoes are around my apple tree as well. Here's some more radish that we planted. And then this is romaine lettuce. The two, these two right here, I replanted. I went back to look and it was two different kinds of onions. So I got onions that are yellow, the packets I had, and then I had onions that were scallions. So I can't remember which row, but it was one of these 3 rows that I had replaced both of those. I've got it wrote down so I don't mess it up, but so I wanted to show you that. And then let's show you the peaches. Look how big they're getting. And I can put my hand up here just as a guide. And I keep checking them, seeing if any more has failed, which I found 3 today. So whatever's not coming to fruit, it's just falling off itself. But there's still quite a bit of fruit in here that could possibly be peaches later. And then I had a red cardinal visit me over there in the corner. My phone was hot and I couldn't video it. But look right here, I keep finding a bunch of these. You see it? Probably not. Garden spiders. He's got a big web here. And there's a garden spider there. Ooh, don't get on me. Anyway. Alright. So, that's what I want to show you real quick. Let's see if we have any carrots that come up. And it would have been between this post, so it'll be all the way down through here. These little green things are weeds. I think it would come up really tiny little I don't know. And that's what happened the last set too. It didn't come up. So I'm gonna kind of gently move stuff, see if anything's trying. Those are weeds. I don't know, I don't have much luck with carrots, but the following year, after I have planted it, would be a carrot. Sometimes. Wow. I don't know if I want to stick my hand in there. But that is one huge hole. So is that a mole or is that a snake? I don't know. Even my camera don't know. But yeah, it looks like we don't have any carrots. Cause see, it would be in a line right here. And these are just off my line. And they look like that, which I didn't even plant over here. And that, I didn't even plant. So that's what tells me that these are weeds, okay? That's how I know. I'll just go on and pluck all that. Then I need to grab my my shovel, little handheld shovel, and dig me a line right down through here, and we can plant this spinach. I don't even have a stake coming up here, do I? Where I can mark it. Alright, I'm gonna go get a couple of those. Okay, so I have a few stakes here that I can mark my spot. And we'll start with the spinach. Big seeds where you can tell where they're gonna be some. So I'm just gonna not pay attention to the how far apart and all that, and just throw it in here. And that's where I ended. All right. So we'll put a stake there, and then I'll go with the kale. These are kind of small. These are brand new seed packets for this year. So these will come up, I know they will. They should. Okay, and it ended over here. So now I'm gonna close all of this up and water it in. Saved rainwater. There we go. Tamp it in. All right. Now we'll see if all this germinates. Phew. I think wearing black out here was not a good idea. It's warm, but now I'm over here sitting in my chair, my garden chair, under my peach tree, and fixing to put these in my little packet. I'll show you. Okay, so I have these little plastic liners that are for like baseball cards. I'm gonna take out the carrots that didn't germinate and replace it with my spinach and kale. I just fold over the packets here, and there we go, it fits. And then I just trash whatever don't come up. Seeing this, that's the yep, I was right, Queen Sophia marigold over there that's bloomed for me. Pretty cool. I had some carrots there as well that I needed to check on, and we'll see what I can replace that with. Okay, so whatever I have left in here, don't really go with peas, which would be eggplant and beets. I have some more corn that I will say it's saved, but I don't know what kind it is. That'll replace the corn. I have some jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, which will replace my pumpkins if they don't come up, or I can put more out. Just use them, you know. I have the watermelon that I can replace that watermelon if it don't come up. And then I have some more gourds and watermelon that I've saved. These are all tomatoes that I had bought this year. So obviously I don't need no tomatoes. Okay, so with all that being said, I think I'm gonna leave that spot blank and not replace it with anything. So I wanted to show you too that this is helpful, writing down what you've planted so you can go back. Let me zoom this out. There we go. So that you can go back and look and see when you planted it, when the germination is, put you a big square around it. That has helped me out a lot. And then when I've already checked it, I like went back and looked to see if it was germinated or replaced it or whatever, I put a check mark. So for June 1st, the touching carrots, we replaced those. So I put a check mark. We checked it. Down here is the carrots that I planted in front of the peas between the volunteer potato and the lamb's quarter. I'll go ahead and check that. But in my daily journal, I wrote in here what I replaced it with. So for today, June 3rd, I wrote down they didn't come up. you know, and we're at, and we replaced them with the spinach. Ended up having enough space to put my kale in there too, so I just wrote down this is where the kale is, and I have the germination date. So come June 17th and 13th, I'll know to look here and go and check, see if they have germed out. This is very helpful, and I thought I would share it with you guys. So now I'm going to go back and look through my notes and see what to check on next up to June 3rd. Okay, so my next June 1st item is dill. And I planted that between the two Ace 55 tomato plants. So let's go see if we have some dill. Wind keeps blowing my cardboard. It's the aggravating. I don't care. Alright, so these were my two Ace 55 tomatoes. Look how big they're getting. Let's see if I have any dill in between. Which I know I have onion. Here's my little steak. Oh, see that? There's a dill. And here's two more. There's one. And there's one also. Woohoo! We got some dill. So yeah, that's exciting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna go back and write in my book that I have 6 that germinated. Okay, so I was right here looking. They're suggesting that I thin out the radishes, but listen. Whatever's in my garden's digging right here. Anyway, yeah, if you sit and listen real quiet, you'll know when things are in your garden. It's pretty interesting. Anyway, sorry, I didn't know we zoomed in. This says to weed the champion radishes to every inch to 2 inches apart. And I don't know if I should. I mean, wouldn't the roots like push each other out of the way? Maybe. That's my guess. You know, especially right here. I mean, there's room for them to grow, so I don't know. I'm going back and forth on that. And then I thought, well, maybe am I supposed to be thinning out the romaine lettuce too? And it said every 10 to 12 inches to have one strong plant. But I just feel like I'm wasting food again. So do I leave it? Or do I go in here and pick, you know, whatever's not good? But it's food. That's a head scratcher for me. Okay. Those radishes come up. Those radishes come up over there. But these did not. So I'm going to use this space to plant beets. Well, guys, got a lot done today. I got about 15 minutes before my alarm goes off to go start supper. So I think the next thing I'm gonna do, because I only have my eggplant seed packet left, it needs full sun. The rest of it is, like I said, the corn I can replace, the pumpkins I can replace, or the watermelon I can replace. I have a bunch of saved tomato plants up there, some morning glories, and some more pepperoncinis. Peppers, yeah. So what I'm going to do within this 15 minutes, I just going to see what peppers didn't make it over in the apple bed and replace them with the pepper plants that I have up there. So I guess we'll see you on the next video. There's tomatoes everywhere. It's crazy. Peppers and tomatoes ain't supposed to go together. So I'm going to pluck these two tomatoes.